Love you. Yes.
Hey.
From the direction there, from the set, is fun. But this is the reason we do that is I've done this for 40 years. And in
That's right.
fact, in this particular area, we had a different set.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
A huge set.
One of these days, probably next year, we will probably have an update on, this is our 40th time on the network. Next year will actually be the first show in this studio.
Right.
It was 40 years ago in October. But I've done telethons with Bob 1979 all the way to present. And it is, that open is just, Leo Martin put that together.
Yeah, he did a great job.
It just, he's done a lot of them.
Yeah.
I always said that's the best he's done.
Yeah.
But it really is fabulous. That's David Martin, our director, his brother. So
Wow.
so it runs in the family.
Yes, it does.
But I just wanted you to see all of the individuals that have made over these 40 years. You see some of their faces on there, possible. And when I think, I was age 40 when I started here, and I am now age 80. Can you believe?
I know.
God has kept these legs moving, these arms
Your
moving.
mouth moving?
My mouth moving, yeah.
That's the important thing, the mouth.
Yeah, it's amazing though how many, a friend of ours in Leavenworth, Washington, I just heard, that has dementia, and we just love this guy and the things he did in his hotel and everything that we always stayed at.
Yeah.
But so many of our friends
Yeah.
are no longer here, and the rest of them are kind of not functioning
I
like
know.
they started out. But it's amazing how
What do
God
you
has taken care of
expect?
us.
What do you expect at 80 years old anyway?
I
you
know, honey. What does it feel like?
You know, he's in one of those moods where I like to. Anyway.
We have one of the healthy-looking specimens. Okay.
There you go.
And Bruce Brightman
Yes.
is the kind of guy that talks about taking care of the temple of the Holy Spirit. And when he talks about that, and you make yourself available to the products, you help this telecast. So let
right.
me introduce today Bruce Brightman. Here he is, right here.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Hey, Bruce.
Hello.
Good to see you.
too.
Have a
Take a
seat right
seat.
there. We'll have the breakfast come in just a moment.
All right.
How have you been?
Doing well. Doing
Now,
well.
you've been one busy guy.
Yeah.
We got
From Florida to California to Las Vegas and then back here.
right. Yeah, it's been quite a couple of months. Yeah, it's been busy, but I like
Yeah.
busy. Always
Give
have.
me an update on your mama.
So my mom fell and broke her hip probably 5 months ago now.
That happens
And,
so often to older people.
Yeah, she's 93. Otherwise, super healthy. Cognitively, she's sharp as a tack. She still does crosswords every day.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's on a pad now doing crosswords, so she has limitless crosswords, where she used to just do the newspaper crossword and tear it up and then be done for the day.
Yeah, sure.
Now she can do 20 a day, which she probably averages at least 10 a day.
That's good for her.
Yeah, it keeps her mind sharp, and she is a wordsmith. She knows the English language very well, way better than I do.
Wow,
You
that's
know,
great.
kudos to her.
Yeah, but I got news for you. You're a smart guy. Obviously, all these interviews we've done, I kind of pick up on that after a few times. But so you have her DNA.
Yeah, I could only hope, right? I mean,
Yeah.
her and my dad, both great people, and I do what I can with the limited abilities I've been given.
You're an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
How many companies have you been a part of?
probably 40 that I've been personally involved, whether through finance or operating it myself or whatever.
It's just a God-given gift
Yeah.
that you have.
Yeah, it started early, probably when I was early 20s is kind of when I first got my taste. 26, I started my first business, and then from that point on, I've been basically unhirable. So for me, I have to start a different business or whatever, and keep the train moving, shall we say?
Now you got into the vitamins and the health Wasn't that because of your father in some
Yeah,
way?
so my dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 1990, and we lost him in 1992, June 10th of 1992. And I was thinking about, I just sold the business, and I was wondering what I was going to do, and I had other intentions, and my intentions were redirected, shall we say, by the good Lord. And I never really intended to be in the vitamin business, but I don't want to say I was handpicked. I was just say it was put on my heart to do this business to help people live longer and happier lives. And that's kind of, how I got into it. I'm not a vitamin guy, shall we say. Now I am, fully immersed. Yeah. But God had other plans for me. I was going to invest in another company, like I said, and he was like, not today.
Now,
I have other plans.
Let me just tell the viewers, we give 100% of the profits to great Christian organizations like Campus Crusade for Christ, the Jesus Film Project. Isn't that the most amazing project? There it is on the screen. World Vision, the Tim Tebow Foundation, Compassion International, Samaritan's Purse, and then to the HNS program. Thank you. But it is just amazing what your gift, entrepreneur, and how God has blessed you financially. And you just don't buy another big house and another Rolls Royce and another airplane, but you actually spread it out so that you reach lives with the gospel. And that is so impressive.
Now, what is an all-natural antibiotic? Because you hear bad things about antibiotics, that you shouldn't take them anymore and you have to and all that. What's a natural one?
So antibiotics really are for bacterial and pneumonia, strep throat, meningitis, things like that. What we have is the counter to that. Since true antibiotics that you're prescribed from the doctor don't work on viruses, colds, flus.
That's true.
This is kind of what ours does. So it has 15 ingredients, all work synergistically to fight the common stuff that knocks us out for a week at a time, from the colds and all that kind of stuff, runny noses, coughs, all that kind of stuff that kind of just wears us down. That's what this is good for.
So you take it like when you're starting to get sick?
Yeah, if anybody in your household has anything, or you're going to church and you hear people sneezing, or running
or on an
noses,
airline when they're coughing right behind you.
I live on them.
That's the worst, yeah.
And so you just that's when you take them, and they're harmless. They're all natural. They have herbs basically in them. 15 different herbs are in there, so it's really neat.
Dave is going to put up on the screen, so let's chat about antibiotics. And taking a look at the information that we have on the screen, it's kind of interesting. You talk about, I think it is safe to say, there we go. You can take a look at that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so you want me to read that?
Yes.
So it's safe to say that most Americans have been prescribed antibiotics at one time or another from their doctor or their practitioner. And it's also safe to say that these prescriptions have saved lives and do so every year, millions of lives.
Yeah.
The introduction of antibiotics has changed the way we've lived. So I don't want to discount these antibiotics. However,
what is it? Because I have a sister that, she has things that happen in her body or whatever, and doctors almost invariably prescribe antibiotics. Now, are they trained to do that? Is that just something that, it's an easy way to help you? What constitutes that information almost constantly?
Yeah, it's almost a safeguard, if you will, from a doctor's viewpoint. What they do is there's a lot of symptoms that are similar, and they cross over different bacterial illnesses that we have. So in their estimation, let's just give Margaret this amoxicillin and hope it kills whatever's in there. Kind of the wrong approach, and we'll get to that in just a second.
What does it do to, how does that go into the system and do whatever they expect it to do? What is that?
So it's a killer. So what it does is it goes in there, and it's like amoxicillin is set to do certain things in the body. It goes after this bacterial problem that you're having, illness, and it destroys. But in the larger picture, it also hurts your gut flora, your gut bacteria, the billions and trillions of good bacteria that's in your stomach. It has an effect on that. So
Now, why is that, you just mentioned about the gut, so important?
gut is, they call it the second brain for the body. So people just think you eat, the gut does its thing. It's so much more important than that. You know, the brain and the gut kind of speak in unison. They're speaking to one another, and it does create overall health. If your gut is bad, it's really hard. And it doesn't mean you have a stomach ache. That's not a bad gut. The bad gut is the leaky gut. It's when when your bacterial are thrown off. You have too much of some and not enough of others, and that's what happens when you take antibiotics.
Dave, can you just put up however, here are some frightening numbers on antibiotics that are prescribed. If we could see that, there we go. Of the estimated 154 million prescriptions.
I'm sure that's probably low.
Continue.
Yeah, probably is a little low. 154 million prescriptions for antibiotics are written in doctors' offices and emergency rooms every year. Here's the kicker. 30% or 46 million are unnecessary. And here's what they state, and this is, I took this wording right from their website. This finding creates a benchmark for improving outpatient antibiotic prescribing and use. Is that a slight understatement? A benchmark. So you miss it by 46 million people of 154 million. And they normally would have the best interest in your mind, and it's not as much negligence as maybe the unknown. So they prescribe
What
this
else
as
are
a
they going
safety
to do?
net.
I mean, they got somebody there in front of them that they're saying they're having all these problems that's bothering them, and they know that there's nothing else to give them,
Right.
and maybe it won't, like you say, viruses, it doesn't work with,
Right.
but they will give it to them anyway because, maybe it'll help, maybe not.
Is
Yeah,
it,
and that's
is it a
it.
sedative? Is that?
Not a
No,
sedative at all.
uh-uh.
No, it's a body killer. A bacterial
Bacteria killer.
body killer. So they give it to you just with the hopes that it's going to kill anything that may be lingering in there. But what happens is your body gets used to it and it no longer becomes effective.
Right.
So if you take amoxicillin a few times, and especially when you don't need it, it throws your body into this thing where it starts doing bad things. The amoxicillin, it's super strong. If you can imagine taking one pill twice a day, it's going to annihilate this bacteria that's trying to take over your entire body.
Which sounds good.
Sounds great in essence, unless you don't have what amoxicillin will actually kill, which is 46 million Americans every year. And again, like Sharon said, these numbers are probably low, but that's straight from the website for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So, it's not done maliciously. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there are alternatives.
That's what they've been trained to do.
Yeah, that's what they're trained to prescribe.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily want to do any preventative. They want to treat the illness today and know you'll be back in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Right? That's just how it works.
Right.
Where, forward thinking would be, let's prevent it before it happens. Let's change some things in your lifestyle or whatever it is. And you speak on that a ton about your lifestyle, and look at you at 80, both of you. I mean, look amazing. It is a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
the quality of life is what our assistant Linda Hoff's always talked about. Herman, you can live to 120. I just believe that, and I go, I just want quality of life.
Yeah.
Because I've visited a lot of nursing homes,
Yeah.
and when they're like your mother's age at 90, they're kind of sitting like this.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Who
let me
wants
just
that?
say, nobody knows Linda, but she's amazing. She looks, you guys must all be on the same stuff.
Well, she is so health conscious.
Yes.
It
Yeah, she is.
amazing.
I love seeing her every time I come. Yeah.
But quality of life is what I talk about. I mean, whether that's 80 or 85 or 82 or 81 or this year I go to heaven. It's quality of life.
Sure.
Because last night I jogged. on the beach. And so there's a lot of people that are 60 that don't jog.
Sure,
And
yeah.
50 that don't jog.
And
So-
he's just hoping that maybe one of these times he's jogging, he'll just
Yeah.
face plant on the sand and it'll be it.
And
He'll get out of here really
Cheryl will
easy.
come and find me, and she'll go, okay, he was happy in what he did.
He used to say to me, "Okay, I'm going to the left this time, or I'm going to the right." Like
Yeah, just
I
in
would
case,
make
yeah.
a difference to me which one, which
Well, I'll
direction.
tell her I'm jogging north
Yeah,
today.
that's
There
what
you
you
go.
do.
And then the other times, I'm jogging south today. And that's just in case the cell phone
Yeah.
somebody picks out of my pocket.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Goes, we're just calling this number. This
Right.
guy is not breathing.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm after is quality of life.
Agreed. And for us as a company, our main focus is living longer, but also, like you say, living longer better. There's a lot of people that are 80 that live like
Yes,
this.
yes.
That's right.
Is not a great quality of life. For us, we want to make you be vivacious till the
Yeah.
very end
To the
as
very
we can.
end.
My mom is one of those. She's a Spitfire for 93. Her sister, who lives right here in Orlando, is 101.
Oh my goodness, you're going to be
So-
around a
Her
long
sister-
time, Bruce.
Her sister's 101. She's
now,
awesome.
Now, give me a little example. How did you, because you grew up with her, obviously.
yeah.
How did her day go? I mean, did she wake up and this is what I eat for breakfast, and this is what I eat for lunch, and this is what I do for the evening? What, or did she smoke and chew tobacco?
No, they didn't. They were never really smokers, but they ate the old way. There was none of the new way we're eating. It was always, everything was bought fresh the day you were going to make it.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, it's different than what we do these days, it seems. And going out to restaurants when I was a child was maybe once every 6 months. It was a special occasion.
Right.
Now it's a special occasion if you don't go out to eat.
Yeah. She probably took you to eat and said, okay, now today we're going to get poisoned.
Yeah.
Okay. And tomorrow you can straighten it out.
But I even think back then the cooking processes were better back then and the ingredients were better back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just we're so massive. This country's so big, and
Yeah.
keep. If you just do the math and think how many people eat chicken every day,
I know.
fresh chicken every day. How
And
many
that-
people eat fresh chicken every single day? Millions and millions and millions of chicken. Just
Yeah, and that doesn't
It
even
kinda
count
hard
the
to think about that.
doesn't
Don't even talk
count
about
the
it.
banquets.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Hey, Dave, can we go to the antibiotics work only for bacteria? Can we go to that shot and read what we're talking about there in just a moment? He will go there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the offer up
Yeah,
there
there
now.
So antibiotics only work for bacteria, and we'll have a little list up here. The big misnomer is that you take these antibiotics and they are cure-all for everything, but really they only work for a select few things, and this is just a small list, but pneumonia, strep throat, tuberculosis, meningitis, gastritis, intestinal issues, UTI, which is urinary tract, which you can also cure with cranberry, upper respiratory tract infection, dysentery. There's several others.
Tuberculosis?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is the good thing?
So this is
Yeah.
what
That's what they
antibiotics will
cure.
work on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is what they should give it to you. So what we say all the time at LifeSource, when you're prescribed an antibiotic, do your research on the internet. Make sure what you have actually works with that antibiotic.
That's right.
And if you're in doubt, call us. That's what we do all day, every day. We can tell them, listen, it's really not meant for that. You know, they can't call the doctor's office and say, hey, I was just given amoxicillin or penicillin or this or that. But it's not on the list of what it's used for. Should I still take it? They can call us. We can kind of go over it. We can mail them information. We can
That's
fax
the number
them,
on
email
the
them
screen that
information.
they can call?
Yeah,
Bruce?
just call our toll-free number. We'll walk you through it. We don't want you taking it if it's not meant for what you have currently. And that's the big thing.
Dave, can you give us that next slide? Antibiotics don't help with. There they go. It's
Yeah,
on-
so they don't help with any viruses. So we'll have a list, or there's a list right there. Our all-natural antibiotics has 15 nutrients that all work towards fighting the everyday stuff that we start getting. Colds, flu, sore throats, coughing, sneezing, runny noses, sinusitis, which is a viral. There's two sinusitis, stomach flus, bronchitis, multiple eye and ear infections, croup, which is an upper respiratory problem for children, and respiratory sinusitis virus, which is RSV, which is for adults, it's basically the adult version of croup.
So-
So it's respiratory.
So what we saw there momentarily is not antibiotics.
Yeah, you can't
That's
take
what-
antibiotics for any of
Yeah.
that.
That's what this is good for then?
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. So
All right.
anytime you feel anything coming at your church or anything like that, or you just feel sniffly, anytime I feel anything, I pop these. What I do is I keep these in my refrigerator. They're good for 2 years. You take them for, well, if you really have something coming on, you take them for 10 days, 2 a day for 10 days. You put them back in the fridge, you're done, it's over with, all is better. And then you just keep them. And then you just, next time something comes, because it's always coming at us.
Yeah,
Because
right.
we're always in supermarkets and churches and schools and grandkids and kids. And so it's just great to keep
Do you
it.
need, do you need to use probiotics when you use what you have?
No, not on these, but when you're taking an antibiotic, without a doubt, you have to take a probiotic.
Yeah.
We have a low dose probiotic, perfect for what this is, because you don't want to have a high dose like a 50 billion or 100 billion. We have an 8 billion, which is perfect for antibiotics. Again, if you're on antibiotics, it is imperative that you take probiotics to help with the gut flora, the gut
Good,
lining.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, and let me just remind you, write that 1-800 number down.
Yes.
Would you do that? I mean, do it right now while I'm asking. Hope you have a pen around you or something. Whenever I need to write something, I'm going scrambling all over the place for a piece of paper or whatever. I see papers all the time except when I need one. So I'll wait for you, but write that number down if you would do that. And then, Dave, if you could put that slide get 20% off your order. There it is right there on the screen. You want to share that, Bruce?
Yeah, so all of the coupon code, or just call, if you're savvy and you're able to do it online, just use the coupon code CTN for Christian Television Network, of course, the network you love. And we'll give you 20% off and free shipping to try these. They're wonderful. We like to call them a mini insurance policy. So when you
Right.
get colds or grandkids are having problems or anything, you just start taking them and nothing happens. They are pretty amazing. It's our best-selling item that we currently have.
Really?
And we've had it for 27 years.
Wow.
So, and we're in our 28th year. So this came out in year number
and-
1.5.
And you're the kind of guy I trust, because I mean, this guy is just, I mean, his track record is impeccable.
Yeah.
Dave, would you put up that slide of the garlic, burdock root, red clover blossoms, and that kind of thing? We'll just kind of cover that just for a moment, because we only have, there it is on the screen.
Yeah,
We only have a few minutes.
So yeah, just real quick. So these are the 15. So and it kind of breaks down, and we'll give you this information. You just call us. We'll mail you a catalog. We'll mail you this information so you can have it. But there's garlic, burdock root, red clover blossoms. They all are anti-inflammatories. Some work for cholesterol, anti-plaque, antimicrobial, antiseptic. Turmeric, mocasan, Gandarum mycelium, olive leaf, barberry, astragalus root, grapefruit seed, neem oil.
Wow.
Just to name,
Just a
and
few.
all of
That's the
them
reason I had
fight.
him read that.
Yeah.
All
right.
of them fight infections. All of them
Yes.
fight viral and bacterial type infections. Now, you wouldn't take these for, again, those amoxicillin type diseases.
Yeah, right.
But you would take them for all the other things.
And if they've got a question again,
Yeah,
like
call
you
us,
just
for sure.
gave the opportunity for call. And by the way, Bruce, I get a lot of this kind of stuff from
That's the
other
nicest
people.
catalog.
I mean, I don't know who does it for you, but it is laid out so guys like me can figure it out, okay? But it is one of the best. I mean, it covers everything you offer, and you don't have to wonder about it. And if there is a question, there's a number.
Sure.
Should I do this because this is a problem I think I have or whatever? I take his product every single day.
And look at you.
My right hand, I swear. And I mean, 7 days a week. It's not, because some people take a couple of days a week.
That's the key.
On the weekend, they'll go away and they go, oh, I forgot. I'm crazy on exact every time. If it works on Monday, it will work on Sunday.
Right.
But this magazine, it is just absolutely replete. And by the way, their delivery system, because I've used it, it is like amazing. I'm going, I think I just hung the phone up. The doorbell's ringing. So it makes me think I got to get a doorbell fixed on him. I got the worst.
Okay.
I'm glad America just heard that.
Yeah. I got the worst way of putting a door. I've had to put them on my house before, and they've worked like for years. And now the ones you buy,
They're too technologically advanced to
well,
work.
That's
I don't
what they
know.
are.
I don't know. I mean, I burn up batteries all the time. Okay,
You can always go like this.
Yeah, that works. But
Yeah, this isn't broken.
The old time.
But I'll tell you, and Dave, if you could put that slide up again about that he wanted to have 20% of your orders.
Yeah.
If you could put that up just for a moment, there you go, right there. Get 20% off your orders.
And free shipping. Just mention our names.
H&S when you call or use the coupon in the code outline on
CTN.
CTN, and there's your 800 number. I'm telling you, you really need to write that number down.
Keep it in your refrigerator.
If you're like so many people, because we've done this so many years, so many people will go, they'll call our operator and go, I was watching Herman's show, and he told me to get that number, and I forgot. I mean, this is after the show is over. Can you give me that number? Because sometimes I'll pass by her, and she'll go, what is the number that you had? And I go, oh, boy. So if you would do me a big favor, write it down, and just put it someplace where you know it is. I mean, slip it inside your Bible, because I hope you open your Bible every day.
You can put it on your phone nowadays,
Yeah,
Herman.
exactly. There you go. I put everything on my iPhone. But
That's
you know
right.
what's funny? I still write a note and stick it on and stick it on top of my iPhone. I can't get over it.
Guilty as
But
charged.
thank you for watching today. Make
Thank you, Bruce.
yourself available so that the temple can work every day. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.